Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully all of you are doing well out there. I'm, of course, your host, Tanks Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the most controversial moves Wargaming has ever made in World of Tanks Blitz, and this actually happened about 4 to 5 years ago. Now, this all resides on one specific vehicle. There are a lot of tanks in World of Tanks Blitz. There's vehicles like the Smasher. There's tanks that are added to the game every single month. There's overpowered vehicles like the WZ-120, terrible tanks like the T-25 Pilot 1, but yet none of these vehicles, even tanks like the Kenyatta, the most overpowered tank that people can argue tier for tier, were as controversial as the tier 10 American medium tank, the M60. Now, this vehicle was all controversial because of one marketing decision that Wargaming made. I would say it was about 5 years ago now, and it was a pretty good one for me because, of course, I received a tier 10 American premium tank. Now, sadly, the vehicle didn't earn credits. It would have been amazing if it did. But pretty much what Wargaming had done is at the time, there was no such thing as premium tier 10s. The M60 was the only one that had come out. And Wargaming gave it randomly to people in the game. Now, I'm not sure if it had to do with you of playing the game for a year, if it had to do with... Well, it actually didn't, because I had an older account that never got the M60, and my friend never got the M60 who had played the game just when I started. So, the Wargaming didn't give the tank specifically to people that had had the game for a while, and I think that it had to reside on how much money you had spent on the game. That's my personal opinion. I wish Wargaming would tell us. It'd be something that'd be just kind of cool to know their ideology behind why they gave out this tank, but nonetheless, Wargaming gave this tank out to, I would say, about 500 to a couple thousand people, maybe. At least on the North American server, about 500 people received the M60, which was pretty impressive that I was one of the people, and I never really thought much of it until you realize that it was one of the most controversial moves Wargaming ever made in the entire game, because as I said, there was no such thing as premiums or collectors at tier 10 in the game before this tank came. So pretty much it was like imagine Wargaming bringing out the Kronwagen and then only giving it to certain people in the game, and you couldn't get your hands on it even if you wanted to buy it, which is not really right if you do think about it. Now we're gonna back up here so we don't get hit by that Foch. Come on. Oh, yes, that beautiful accuracy on the M60, unlike the M48 Patton. Pretty much, this tank is just a better M48 Patton. It's something that I will never understand, but that was Wargaming's ideology, I guess, also for this vehicle. So that 121 looks like he's coming up behind us. But pretty much talking about the tank, it made a lot of people mad with Wargaming, like a lot. This is probably one of the craziest times I've ever seen Blitz in, where people were just raging at Wargaming for releasing this tank and not giving it to the public and just giving it to specific people. Now, this Foch is not enjoying life too much. I can tell you that, especially with that final heat shell finishing him off. He is, yeah, he's a goner. So, we've got the Foch, who's not in a very happy mood, as you can read in the chat. We've got the E100, and as well, my IS-4 getting slapped by a lot of shells right now. So, let's see if we can maybe help out our IS-4 to the best of our abilities, maybe coming up behind the heavy tanks on the team. Maybe, just maybe, this is going to work. We're going to try our best, of course, see if we can support the team, because that's what you want to do in a tier 10 medium, is support your heavies. So there we go, one nice shell entering the E100, but you can see the M60 is a very solid tier 10 medium. It's got a lot of things going for it. Damage per minute is definitely one of them. DPM is very important, and also, that is one of the most retarded shells I've ever seen. That IS-7 literally just turned his turret and penned us. That is not how the M60 turret works. It's actually a very solid turret. It's one of the strongest hull-down vehicles in the game. It's very, very solid on the hull-down capabilities, which is great. That means that you're able to hold a ridgeline very, very solidly, and a lot of tanks really can't do much about it, like this T110E5. As you can see there, he's struggling immensely to deal with our tank. So we've got the WZ-121 off to the side, who, yeah, he's seen better days. He's not doing too well anymore. We've also got tanks like the E100 off to our side as well. Yeah, I'm not liking this life too much right now. Ooh, we are not taken out yet. Thankfully, the E100 did not shoot a HESH shell at our tank, and you know what? We're doing a pretty solid job, to be fair. I've supported my team to the best of my abilities. We've gotten a couple nice shells out. The Sheridan, not necessarily the best missile coming out of his vehicle, but we've already picked up quite a impressive amount of damage this battle here. Now, I'm going to try and work this position to the best of my abilities. There's a nice shot into the E100, and boom, getting taken out once again. So all we have left is the Sheridan off to the side, and as well the T110E5, who was just taken out. So you can definitely see why the M60 is such a strong tier 10 medium. It's got a lot of things going for it, and one of them is solid DPM. For this tank, when it was released in the game, it had 3,000 base damage per minute, which even today is pretty dang impressive for a tier 10 medium. It came with with 10 degrees of gun depression. It was practically a better M48 Patton. And as you can see in this game, the first game we played in it, it was a pretty solid battle. And the reason I specifically wanted to make today's video is because, of course, the Blitz Fair is rolling around the corner very soon. And day by day, or at least, once a week, I want to make a review on some of the tier 10 collectors in World of Tanks Blitz and premiums, so that way, if they come into the stores, you get a solid idea on how they do play. And the M60 is an extremely strong tank, as you can see here. 4,700 damage, you don't earn credits, so that's one thing you need to keep in mind, is that was 36,000 credits, and I think I was running a credit booster. Let's take a look. Yes, I did earn 28,000 with the booster. So without the booster, I would have made about 16,000 credits this game. This vehicle by no means earns a lot of credits, which of course does make sense because at the time it came into the game, as I said, there was no such thing as collector vehicles. This was the only tank in the game that was actually a premium class as a tier 10. It was crazy the fact that they gave one away. I woke up, I think it was on Christmas morning or one of the days before Christmas, and of course I was young because, that was a long time ago, about 5 years ago, and I woke up and I just remember opening my garage and I got a message that said, "Congratulations, you have received the M60 for your strong vitality in battle," and other stuff like that. And it was kind of just baffling to me that I was able to get my hands on a tank that nobody else had. And I was actually quite sad when they brought it back out, because of course, when they did bring it back out about 3 or 2 years later, I was like, "Aw, but there goes the only tank that I could boast and brag about that nobody else had." It was kind of like a cool feeling, because most people that had the tank were veterans. I can honestly say that I was a veteran at the time. I had a vehicle that nobody else is able to have in the game. That's a pretty cool feeling. Now, this Batchat, I'm not really sure what he's doing. He's pretty much assuming a very aggressive position, and I kind of want to work at my shelf. So, Batchat, it'd be nice if I could pull ahead here. There we go. We'll see if we can work this quite well. I'm not sure what this Batchat's doing, but he's kind of just getting me stuck. I'm just trying to work this because, of course, a bat cannot work. I don't really... Oh, that's not good. Okay, so we got tanks off to the side as well. Let's see if I can get myself a little nice snap. There we go. 391 into the side of that T110E5. I'm not going to necessarily peek that again. Probably not the best of ideas. Ooh, yeah, nice snap right to the Sheridan's turret. I'm always going to be trying to get those shells out, as I'm not the biggest fan of the Sheridan currently in the game. So, what do we have? We got the Object 140 off to the side. We got the T22 medium as well, who, yeah, can't really do much about that, not even with heat. Yeah, that's the T22 medium for you. The new overpowered at tier 10 in the game, but, you know what? There's a nice tap for 438. Not only is he tapped for a massive amount of hit points, but, he's not liking life too much. So we got the Sheridan off to the side. Oh, come on. Oh, that's a Yag. Alright, so I made the decision of not getting hit by the Yag and pushing on the Sheridan. We've also got the 183 off to the side, but I got a choice. It's either get hit by the Yag. Oh, you know what? I guess I'm getting hit by the Yag either way. I don't really have a choice, do I now? Alright, well, we're doing the best we can here. It looks like that 183 did fire, which is fantastic for me, which means that we can try and get our way out of here. There we go, taking out the Sheridan. Let's push up here. Perfect. Alright, so we're doing a decent job at least. We still got that Yag waiting right there, who I can't really do much about, but boom, there goes the T110E5. And as well, let's get a nice little snap right into the side of the Jagdpanzer E100. In fact, that's all that's left, I've just realized. So, once again, this was a fantastic battle played by the M60. You can see that the gun is great. We were able to do 3,283 damage once again. That's a 3,000 damage game we broke. It's a solid tank. And honestly, I would suggest that if this tank came into the stores for the price tag of maybe $40 or $30, it's not a terrible deal, especially with the Blitz Fair rolling around the corner so soon. I always want to give people a heads up about this tank. So it's a good vehicle. It's always been a solid tank. And in my opinion, the M48 Patton has always been a solid tank as well. But the M60 grabs some of the issues with the Patton and it makes them better. It's got more gun depression. It's sitting at 10 degrees. It's got better DPM, I think, just a little bit, but it's sitting at 3,012 base, where the M48 Patton is sitting at 2,981. So it's a little bit more DPM. The accuracy on the Patton is 0.326, or it's 0.317 on this vehicle. The aiming time is better. It's got a little bit better power to weight. It's honestly just a better tank in all regards. And it's actually really, really strong, as you could see in those two games I did pull out. So my personal opinion is I love the M60. And while it is one of the most controversial tanks in the game, I really don't understand why it was so controversial. Yes, Wargaming gave away a tank for free. But the thing is that they gave it away to a couple people. I was one of them, one of the few 500 in North America that was able to get the tank. But the same thing is that why would that be such a controversial thing? I get No, you know what? I do understand, but it's just kind of weird that it happened at that time in World of Tanks Blitz. That even then, Wargaming was making very weird decisions in the company. So, hopefully, you did enjoy today's video. As always, if you did, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, as it helps out the channel a crazy, crazy amount. But other than that, hopefully, all of you are doing well out there. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.